Ah, weird. An anime about family values and there's no incest? Hello everyone, it's just me here. Today I'm going to be talking about Spy X Family. It's an anime show that I really highly recommend you check it out. I'll be going over the plot, the characters, and why you should watch the show. If you want to go in blind, click off this video and just start watching the show. I'm going to be light spoiling some things about the characters and all that, and the plot and all that. So, let's start with the plot. So the plot itself is very simple. There's a spy. He wants to infiltrate this group to sort of get close to this guy. But he can't do it the normal way. He needs a daughter or a son or a family to sort of infiltrate him through his son. So the only way for him to get to this guy is to go at him through school. So what does he do? He forms a family. He creates a family to sort of infiltrate this one guy's operation. And that's basically how it starts. That's basically the big plot of the story is Spy creates a family, and his whole purpose of the family is to infiltrate the guy that he's trying to take out. So he's doing it to make it a family to sort of like sneak into like this guy's operation. And that's how it starts. The plot itself is it has a start right here. Basically, Spy forms family to sort of infiltrate group, and that's about it. It starts from there. So, yeah, the reason I'm being very simple with the plot, because it's very simple. It's very it's something you can explain very easily. That's why there's not really much to say about the plot, even though a majority of the stories is each of these characters sort of going off on their own little adventures, so to say. And I'm gonna get to the characters in a minute, but I feel like the reason why I like the plot, because it's not too convoluted. Even though the story is just them going off on their own adventures and their own missions and their own stories and all that, despite them being a family. There's sort of like simplistic nature to it, where it's like something simple that you can just explain in like that short of time. But they grow so much throughout the story, throughout these little stories of them. They go throughout the entirety of the manga, the show, the story, through these little like side missions they get on the side. And that's one of the things I like about this show. So, characters. So, the characters of Lloyd, Yor, and Anya. Let's start with them. Let's start with Lloyd. Lloyd is an international spy who's been working at it to sort of like spy agency for a long time. He's sort of known as the best there is and all that. And he's given a mission to infiltrate his target's like organization. But he can't do it in a normal way. He has to get at him through sort of a school, sort of get to him through his kids. So he adopts a young daughter by the name of Anya, where she sort of like becomes like his way into this organization. And here's the thing about Anya is she has mind reading powers. She's telepathic. She can read minds. Can I say something about Anya though? Anya is a breath of fresh air when it comes to kids in anime. Usually kids in anime are pretty fucking annoying. They're pretty whiny. They're pretty loud. They're pretty annoying to watch. And I get it, they're supposed to be kids and they're supposed to be bratty and all that shit. But when you have like a kid who's being, kidnapped by the main villain, you're not thinking, oh no, I gotta save this kid. You're thinking, why the fuck do I want to save this kid? He's annoying, he's loud, he's annoying to listen to. I want the villain to kill him. But yeah, that's basically why I really like Anya. She has personality. She's funny, she's entertaining to watch. And I feel like she sort of carries the show. You've seen all the memes about her and all that. Sorry. You see all the memes about her and all that shit, because Anya is the fan favorite. Anya is basically my favorite character because she's so entertaining to watch. She's funny, she's charming, she's talented. And yeah, she's not discredit the other characters, but she's sort of the crux of this show. She's one of the main characters, but she carries the show alongside Lloyd and Yor. Now let's get to Yor. Yor is an assassin who works at like this agency or some shit. Not agency, but like she has a secret identity as an assassin, and she works at like this like law firm, whatever the hell it is. And on her day job, she's like this accounting or whatever. And in the nighttime, she's an assassin. Same with Lloyd. He's sort of the psychiatrist in his day life, and in his nighttime, he's a spy. So she sort of like becomes acquaintances with Lloyd because I don't know if, to be honest, I don't really know why. I'm sure there's a reason, but I really haven't looked into it because it's been like a long time since the first season. So yeah, they sort of like form a partnership saying, hey, I'll help you out for your image as long as you help me out for my image. And they're like, hey, it's a more of a business transaction than a relationship. So yeah, they agree to get married. And that's where the show starts, from these two sort of like meeting each other and forming this like found family stuff. Think of like Mr. and Mrs. Smith, sort of, where the dynamics of the show is really entertaining to watch. Where the main part of the main appeal of the show is watching these characters sort of try to keep their hidden like talents. Like for example, you have Anya and her hidden talent that she can read minds. You have Yor, the fact that she's an assassin, trying to keep that away from the new family she's formed with Anya and Lloyd. And you have Lloyd as like a spy who's trying to keep that identity of his life away from his family, who he grows to care about in the future. He doesn't just see him as assets anymore. And I think that's one of the main appeals of the show, is seeing this sort of found family, sort of three groups of people, Lloyd and all those, but seeing these sort of like found families, people, these characters who were abandoned or have lost a lot or have struggled in life, sort of found each other and sort of become sort of strengths for each other. With Anya, with Yor being like a surrogate mother to Anya, and Lloyd kind of founding a family within Lloyd and Anya, despite the fact that he at first only used them for monetary gain to sort of infiltrate this sort of enemies, this sort of like his sort of like next target. But yeah, that's one of the main appeals of the show, is seeing these characters sort of bond with each other's. Oh, Bond! I forgot about Bond. Yeah, he's a dog that can see the future. That's about it. Anya meets him, they form a bond. He's basically a dog that can see the future. So yeah, there's not really much of a character arc for a dog. I mean, he was sort of like very similar to where Anya was, where they were both like victims of science experiments, and they were sort of like abandoned and shoved off someplace. And he sort of finds a family within the Fourier household. So yeah, one of the main appeals is seeing these people bond with each other and all that, which I think is very cute, because mostly family values in anime can be kind of cringe and over the top, but I think they do a good job at balancing out. And yeah, that's basically summarizing the entirety of the show, is that. Now, why I think personally, the reason I think you should watch it, because it's entertaining, it's funny to watch. It has its own cute moments within that kind of warms your little heart. There's something so satisfying about seeing broken people who come from struggling like past sort of come together and sort of like build a bond with each other that they didn't know they had with each other. You start to see Yor becoming very protective of Anya as a mother. And you start to see like Anya sort of bond with these people she now sees as her parents, and you see Lloyd becoming very protective of them as individuals. And I think that's something really awesome to watch. And like I said, it's not really an overcomplicated plot, despite being a spy thriller and assassin's thriller. This has its own dark moments of like violence and greed and all of that. I think the show is very entertaining to watch. I think it's very fun to watch. I think it's very entertaining and funny at times. There's a whole cast of side characters which kind of help balance out the show in the background, because a lot of these side characters are really fun to watch as well. And yeah, I recommend this show. This show is a really well written show. It has a lot of great depth to it, despite being a very simplistic story. But yeah, that's my whole review of Spy X Family. If you're looking for family values, if you're looking for, like, there's a reason I brought up Mr. and Mrs. Smith earlier, because gives me Mr. and Mrs. Smith vibes. You know what I mean? So yeah, watch this show, watch this series. It's very entertaining. I'm sure you're gonna like it. If not, that's fine. But I'm sure you are. If you like family values and spy shit and assassin stuff and telepath stuff and and mind control values, you're gonna like this show. Anyway, that's about it. See ya.